I'm not blaming everything on menopause. Hear me out on this, especially beautifuls out there, women over 40. This change in life, I know menopause has an impact, but for the next few minutes in this brief conversation, I'm just going to talk about a few other reasons why we could be feeling emotional overload and overwhelm as women over 40, and not just because of the crazy hormonal fluctuations that occur naturally in us from menopause. I want to go in a different direction. And then, as you all know, this is just a conversation that's going to lead to more conversations later, and I'll talk about that towards the end. But what I'd like for you to do is just for a moment, just dive into your feelings, dive into your thoughts throughout this conversation, right? Because we know just the basics of menopause. It can create some emotional imbalances, the hormonal imbalances that affect our physical health as well. The brain fog, thinking we're crazy, all that stuff. But one thing that has been on my mind, especially getting ready to stretch into my 50s, late 40s, 50 is knocking, less than a year away. I thought of naturally as a woman who's getting ready to enter into midlife, our thought process is different. Let's take hormones out the conversation for a second. You've lived more than 4 decades, and now you're in a place where it is possible that the way that you think is also plaguing on you emotionally. And I'm going to break that down. And I'm going to use my notes too, because I wanted to be able to stay on on topic with in this brief conversation. Some things to think about. Stay with me, ladies, right? Because midlife is happening. That means we're in another chapter of life where time is everything. We're seeing things from a different perspective. That's not just hormones. Life looks different. And now have you found yourself reconnecting back to childhood? Nostalgia feels a little different. I know for me, born and raised in West Baltimore, but spent some of my childhood in East Baltimore, and it's wild. I decided to raise my family on another side of Baltimore. But when I'm in certain areas and certain places, it feels different. Are you going back to childhood and recognizing things and connecting the dots to the way that you think or emotions that maybe you've been suppressing things for so long, and finally in midlife, because you're thinking different, that you're making the connection? So could it be that some of the overwhelm, some of just trying to figure this chapter out is also that now you're in a place of heightened awareness? Now you're filling gaps and connecting the dots. You're sitting still and maybe thinking back to childhood and seeing our parents different, understanding why certain things may not have been the way that we hoped them would be, or recognizing with gratitude why they were able to take care of us or bring us up or raise us in that way, because now through wisdom and experience, and now we're in their place, in the position that they were once in, that we see things clear. When we think about midlife, for those of you who have children, maybe now you have grandchildren, I'm in my grandma era. But we are looking at, okay, what does life look like for us for the next 20 years, 30 years? Realistically, the way we look at goals change. What we want to accomplish, it changes. There are a lot of powerhouse women out there making career changes, jumping into entrepreneurship, just changing some things because we're looking back and we're recognizing through gratitude and acceptance that this is also an opportunity for us to be able to do some of the things that we may not have been able to do then, because our responsibilities and the weight of what we needed to do was different. But I'm going to go back to my notes. So just think about that. Are you finding yourself reflecting more on childhood? Are you finding yourself diving back into relationships things that have happened in a relationship and building more self-awareness around your role and maybe why you decided to do certain things or not do certain things, right? Are you diving deeper into the psychology of your own relationships? Even with our children. So again, I said, if we have children and our children are now adults, it's a unique chapter. It's a different chapter. Some of us may have more periods where we're excited and happy because our children are honoring us by going along life and living life beautifully. They're not perfect. But then there's that other side of the coin where we may find ourselves in a situation where with our children, we recognize parenting does not end. It's just done in a different chapter. And maybe in your heart, you're dealing with some things that only a mother knows, that only a mother can connect with when you go back and you reflect on maybe how things were when you were raising them. And now you're seeing maybe even parallels in your own life when you were their age, when you were younger. Y'all, I'm not blaming all of this on menopause. In midlife, we're in another chapter. And before we can turn a page, we can't get to that next page until we read the full story. And so some of the emotional changes and fluctuations we know that come with menopause that can naturally affect us emotionally as well. I just want to focus on our thought process and how we're in a stage of life that may be filled with a lot more reflection that we have to feel it. We're feeling it. It's waking us up. And it shouldn't feel crazy, but for so long because it's a heightened sense of awareness. And I'm going to share why, right? Because we're in a pivotal point. I'm not going to give all the madness to menopause. It's affecting us. But I'm not going to give all the madness to it, right? Because there are things within that system that we can work on, right? But for right now, this is about us and where we are mentally, emotionally, right? We're in a place, we're in this halfway point of life. So then where do we go from here? We have three things that are helping me. Maybe they'll be of assistance or support to you, but really briefly, the first one is to accept we're not in our 30s anymore. And I'm glad. I loved me at 30. I loved the Nick at 30. And yeah, if I could take some of that energy from my 30s and dump it into this almost 49th chapter, woo, watch out, right? But no, ain't no watch out because what I'm doing, I'm accepting this new chapter and it's called Less is More. We no longer have to prove that we are capable of doing things. You've been here for 4 decades plus, you've already done that. This is really about I put a note here and I love it when I go back and can't read it, right? Less is more. Our productivity looks different. It has to look different. We don't have to feel like we're here, there, everywhere. This is a period where that feels more frustrating because it's against the norm for this chapter. So accept the less is more. It feels good. Second, honor this time. We're aging naturally, right? Life, this part of life is an aging process, period. So there should be, I'm writing this out, y'all. Um, more time, honoring this time by recognizing it is, a great opportunity to connect with people and loved ones at a different level. We honor this time with wisdom because we've learned a lot. We've been wrong, right? You've said some things, you've done some things. If there gaps, things that need closure, unstuck that stuff and get it out, right? You're going to honor this time because the beauty of this time is it really is a revealing and you want to enjoy it. And we can enjoy it when we're in a space where we recognize if there are some things we need to tighten up. This is the time to do it. Honor that. Recognize when we honor that time as well, that's where those boundaries come in. We honor what we can do. I know that's a little bit similar to the accepting where we are, right? And recognizing that productivity is not based on doing all the things, it's actually doing less things well. But in that second one, where we honor this time, is that we can take away the negative context of aging. We can take away giving menopause way too much credit for how we feel when how we feel was in the reverse of happy. We're honoring the privilege of being able to just breathe life and still be here and learn from lessons, mistakes, all that stuff, and even becoming more of the bigger person in situations, if that's what it's going to take in order for you to honor your time and your family. Quality time, being fully present in the moment is important. And the third one is truly my favorite. And that's the pause. That's the stillness. I'm not talking about when we say, okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to just take this moment, and you go and maybe even you lay down, but in your mind is everything you have to do for the week, or in your mind is everything you have to do once you're no longer in this period of the pause. You're sitting still, but your brain is not. That's not pausing. It's not. It's not that type of pause. Number three is intentional pausing, the type of pausing that creates a stillness that gives you a chance to take deep breaths. And as you inhale and on those exhales, you're able to take out all the noise, all the distractions, the to-do list. Everything is leaving. It's almost like that workout, y'all. You know how you getting ready to go in for a good workout, you are in the flow, but that instructor is a good instructor, and they're not going to have you just jump in and do this high impact workout, Zumba, hit, whatever it may be, without first warming up your body to be able to receive the true benefits of the energy you're about to expend. And so when I say pause, when I say stillness, I'm not just talking about the physical part of sitting still, sitting on a bed, laying down, pulling out a chair. This is mind work. It's the mental work. Number three, in your pause, in your stillness, you are inhaling to calm the body, exhaling the thoughts, the things, all the stuff. And you are giving yourself a chance to breathe. Now, how long you're in that stillness is up to you. For me, periodically throughout the day, I have to pause. I look forward to times every few weeks where I can just eliminate distractions for a number of days, still working on that myself. Um, we need the stillness because we need to gather our thoughts. We know that with menopause, things can feel like a yo-yo from time to time. But as women, we also like to be in control of our time. We like to be in control of the things that we do. We like to be in control of our thoughts as much as we can. And so number three is hyper important because this is how we are able to make wise decisions, be in the clear, fight the scatter, fight the brain fog when we're able to think deeper, and we give ourselves an opportunity to refresh and reset mentally and emotionally. So I'm going to do a quick recap because I just went a little deep. And in the midst of me taking an intentional pause in this conversation, I feel amazing. So let me rev it back up in true Coach Nick fashion. So I'm not blaming it all on menopause. It's midlife. You've lived on this earth more than 4 decades. There's a lot of experience. There are a lot of life lessons. There are a lot of joys. There are a lot of things beyond the hormonal fluctuations that we need to find time to tap into. So, in this moment, go back and ask yourself, whoa, have I really been, deep thinking? Life has changed. Life is lifing. Our circumstances are changing on a regular basis. And are you taking a moment to just get a little more clear with you and where you are? Outside of menopause, are you accepting this new chapter of less is more and setting boundaries? Are you honoring this time? This is a special time. Get excited about having wisdom and the ability to be clear and to be able to mend some of these broken pieces that we've been suppressing and holding on to. And last, love yourself enough to pause. Let the system heal and rejuvenate, sis. Ooh, we got this. Now, this was just Nick's rant, and I'm going to do this periodically because I am the little lady with the mic and I always have something to say. But at the end of the day, this conversation is going to continue, and I'm going to bring in some special guests to keep the conversation going as well. You all know my favorite doctor, favorite menopause naturopathic physician, Dr. Day of Healthy Days, and my favorite menopause health coach is Lavon of Cheeky Geeky Menopause. We're going to get together. We're going to invite a few other guests along with this conversation because we're going to keep it going. But right now, for this moment, we're not blaming it all on menopause. We're going to carve out some time and honor ourselves today. So, I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Share this with a friend. You know, there's somebody out there that needs to hear this information or need to see this video. Stay tuned for the next Beautifully Well conversations with your girl, Coach Nick.